What is up, bobsled riders, and welcome to the first Build a Maze episode. My name is Mr. E, and today we'll be talking about a theme park ride turned into a maze. Opened on June 14th, 1959, the Matterhorn was Disney's big e-ticket attraction that brought fans to the excitement of the Matterhorn bobsledding ride. Now this ride has been a fan favorite for the longest time. It is one of my favorite rides, so I thought this would be perfect to turn into a maze. Now without further ado, make sure to hit that like button and let's jump into it. So to start things off, let's talk about the facade for the Matterhorn maze. Now for the facade, I decided that the best way to represent this beautiful maze will be the Matterhorn mountain itself, with the same entrance that we see to enter the ride. We will have the normal line where everyone goes, and then we'll have the little Easter egg of the single rider's line. However, when you are waiting in line, you will be seeing all the flags that we usually see in the front of the ride, all teared up on the floor. You will also be hearing the iconic voice of getting ready to get on the Matterhorn ride, and you will also be hearing the yodeling sound outside. The mix of the music, the commentator, the winds, the cold that you will feel immersed right away with just the facade. Now, let's open up the blueprint and go into the first room. Now for the first room, I thought to keep it a little simple. Once you enter through the Matterhorn, you will be seeing a lot of snow, it will be cold, and you will be entering the expedition / mountain climbers tent, the little base camp. Now in this base camp, you'll be seeing all the tents, you will be seeing campfires, you will be seeing lights coming from the tents, but no one's there. All you hear is the wind and a little radio that's playing the yodeling sound that we hear in front of the ride itself. Except here's the thing with the radio. It's a little scratchy. You don't hear it as well. When you're entering the second room, this is where it becomes a little interesting. Now the second room is a little small one, but this will be the ruins of the bobsleds. Now this is where we'll be finding our first scare actor, but at the same time you are hearing the music getting a little darker, a little creepier. And this is where a scare actor will jump out. An expedition climber will jump out at you. Now with these ruins of the bobsleds, you can see it. It's basically, you know, in the ride where you see the bobsled is destroyed because of the Yeti itself. Well, you're seeing the exact same type of bobsled, teared up in shreds, all that kind of stuff with a little bit of blood on it. And boom, your first scare actor. Now this scare actor will be one of the expedition / mountain climbers that will be jumping out at you and telling you to get the heck out of this place. It is not safe. There is something on the loose. Now you will be seeing a lot of frostbite on this scare actor. If you remember the Krampus maze back in Halloween Horror Nights, where the guy who was in front of the maze, the mailman, was all frostbit and stuff like that, that is the exact same thing you will be seeing with this scare actor. Now of course this is only the first jump scare, but it will help lead us in being a little frightened when we're entering the third room. Now this room I really enjoyed making because this is the ice hallway room. Now this room is a lot like the ride when you start climbing up the mountain, where you see the ice on the left and right side, where you see the Yeti climbing up the ice, and you're getting a little scared. So of course, when you're going through the third room, which is a hallway scene, you will be seeing a scare actor Yeti walking on the left and the right side of you, looking at you, hearing the growls of the sound, the wind still coming in. It's a little cold, of course. And this is where you get your first Yeti jump scare. At the end of the room 3 hallway, you have either a Yeti from the left side or the right side come out and jump at you. Now, of course, you won't know which one comes at you because they're gonna be switching off every single time. So, if you go through it the first time, you might have someone on the left. If you go through it the second time, someone from the right. You'll never know. And since we are coming to the end of the third room, we are now entering the fourth and fifth room that I decided to combine together, since this will make it a bigger scene. Now for the fourth and fifth room, you are entering a new base camp. After going through the hallway to represent you are keep climbing the mountain, you are now entering a new base area. Now here's the thing, when you are going farther and farther into the base camps, you're noticing it's getting a little weirder. Something's up. This is not just a normal mountain climbing expedition. No, they are up to something on this mountain. So as you enter through the cloth room, or the little cloth parts when you push them through, now you enter one of the rooms on the new base camp that you've came to. You somehow entered a research lab. In this research lab, you're seeing a lot of test tubes, a lot of sounds on the radio, a lot of audio sounds of the scientist himself talking about, we have been testing on these creatures, these specimens, these humanoids. They seem to be aggressive. They seem to be evil. And when you're going through this lab, you are seeing blood all over the place. You are seeing damage all over the place. A bunch of test tube glasses are on the floor. The faucets are destroyed. Everything in this lab is destroyed. And this is where you enter the fifth room, where you see what's happened to the scientist. Now, of course, in the hallway between 4 and 5, this is where you come across your first scientist in blood, freaking out because they don't know what the heck is happening. It's gone and loose. This Yeti is out of its cage. It is tearing through all the base camps. Now this scare in the fifth room is where the scientist is being demolished or eaten up by one of the Yetis. So this, like multiple mazes that we see at Knott's, at Halloween Horror Nights, and other haunt events, you will be seeing one of the characters on the floor having its intestines and things being pulled out and being eaten by another scare actor. This has always been one of my favorite haunt tricks that they do, and it had to be in one of the mazes, and it will be in multiple mazes that we create. Now after you see the scene of the scientist being completely ripped apart, we are entering now the sixth room. Now this room, I had the idea of making it sort of like a Friday the 13th bunk bed room, except this is where they keep the bobsleds. Now, of course, just like the ride, there will be different colored bobsleds in the room, all stacked up on the left and right side. Now, this is where the scare actors will have fun, because this is a wide open space. They can go through the bobsleds from the left side to the right side, or they can come right through the middle too and jump out at you. So you'll never know where the Yeti will be coming from. But also in this room, we will be having one of the expedition slash climbers, but now we know that they're a little bit more than that. So we can call him a hunter because he will be holding a gun shooting at the Yeti. So once the Yeti jumps out to scare you, this is where you'll have the hunter shoot the Yeti. But of course, this will not stop the Yeti. He will still come. So of course, be prepared. You're not safe. And now we enter the seventh room. Now I've decided for this seventh room, we will make it a snowbank slash snowstorm. This is where you have left the base camps and you're just climbing, you're running away. So in this room, you will be hearing the winds. You will be feeling very, very cold. You'll be seeing a lot of snow that is stacked up on the sides of you. This is a room that is just to make you feel uncomfortable because you don't know if there will be a Yeti coming at you or if there will be another expedition climber coming at you. Yet when you're walking through this seventh room, you start to hear the yodeling again that you heard from the radio station, but this time it sounds more realistic. This is not coming from a radio. This is coming straight from someone's actual voice. And this is where you're led to your eighth room. Now for the eighth room, you are entering a cave. Now this cave, you seem to discover that this is where the Yeti has been hanging out. Now this cave will be going through the 8th and 9th room. This is where you'll be hearing droplets, cold droplets coming from the cave. And this is where you'll be running into multiple Yetis. This isn't the final scare yet, right? No, because in the 8th and 9th room, you don't know when the Yetis will come out. There can be 1, there can be 2. It just depends on the time you go. Maybe 3. And as you're freaking out and heading through the caves, you are now entering the top of the mountain, which is the 10th room. Now this is where you come across the yodeler himself. And you're wondering, how is he still alive? How is he at the top of the mountain still yodeling? Well, the reason is, he's been part of this all along. The yodeler himself has found a way to control all the Yetis. They all obey to him. So as you're at the top, you see the yodeler. He looks very devious. He has blood all over. He looks evil. And as the yodeler jumps out at you, you are going through the 10th room, which will have a multi-scare ending, where the yodeler will jump out at you, where Yetis will jump out at you, and you really will be crawling out of this maze. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Matterhorn maze. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to add anything on to that maze, please let me know in the comment sections down below. What would you change? What would you add? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Let me know in the comment section down below. This was a lot of fun, and of course, next month we will be getting our second Build a Maze. And this one, well, we'll be focusing on a movie. So look forward to that one, ladies and gentlemen. I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Thank you for waiting very patiently for this video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We do all horror content here. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. Buy me a coffee. That is how you can support this channel, support this new series. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name's Mr. E, and I'll see you guys in the next Build a Maze.